Show, bitch. Hear ye, hear ye. We are coming to order for episode 22 with our boys of Wrath. I love this thing. I'm just saying. I was happy to pull this out. I'm bringing it. This is one of their props. One of the things you can get on their merch site, you guys, a killer hammer. Anyway, guys, how are you?
Doing well.
Doing well, thanks. Doing well, thanks.
Sorry if there's a delay or a glitch. It might be 2 seconds of that. All right, so thank you for making the time to come on to Savage Ladies podcast, you guys. You want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure. I'm Jake. I'm the drummer.
I'm Rob, guitars.
And I'm Brian, guitar.
And again, thank you for coming, guys. Oh, I think I might hear an echo. That's not good. So you do have other members in the band who may be able to pop in, may not be able to for location reasons, login reasons, whatever. If as I see them, I'll bring them on, and we'll just continue forward until we get them. So again, you guys, thank you for coming on. It's really awesome to see you guys. I got to see the last time I saw you guys and met with you guys was, I think, a few months ago. I was actually at one of your shows.
Village Square, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a Necro show, Necro Productions.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a killer show. You guys destroyed that stage. Very loud, beautiful, fucking beautiful. Just saying.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So tell us about the band. How long have you guys been around?
So we've been around since 1982, but this current iteration with 5 of us, that's relatively new. I mean, Brian's only been in the band for what, like less than 2 years now.
Yeah, it's coming up on 2 years. Yep.
So you're the baby of the family.
Well, in time in the band, not age.
Wow, so 82. Wow, God. I feel old when you say that. So, I am, no, that's okay. You know, so what were you, well, for those who have been around, what were the goals from 82 when the band first started compared to what they are today?
Oh, boy, we need the Garys probably to answer that one. Huh?
Yeah? I can push that aside. All right, I can push that one aside.
Yeah, but that was helpful.
And Jake looked like he was really thinking about it. Okay. So random questions. What do you think? Some of the band's best, the strongest. I'm totally fumbling on this one. I'm sorry. Strongest points are. Oh my god.
I definitely say our live show. We always try and bring a full intensity that nobody else can expect.
So what do you think makes you different from other people then?
I think just the overall of the live show, because the way that we do things when we practice is that we rehearsal as if it was a dress rehearsal for a live show.
Okay.
So we're always trying to bring the intensity, and nobody's ever slacking or be at practice. Kind of joke with each other before we play. It's like, hey, vote like you mean it, you assholes.
You ever gently kick somebody in the ass on stage just to make it look like it's part of the show, but you're really like, dude, what are you doing? You know? I sometimes swear I see things. I swear I've seen things like that happen on stage. I'm like, dude, they just smacked the guitarist. They're like, I didn't see that. I did.
Yeah.
It's too funny.
Early on, when I first joined, my first couple of shows were pretty rough. And then Gary would hit me with his headstock on his face, and I'd be like, oh, I gotta get back on track. Okay, here we go. So
it's one way to do it. It's a gentle nudge in the back, right? It's a loving nudge with a bunch of little pokes.
Oh, there was
and
nothing gentle about it.
pokes. So he got his point across.
Yeah, there's some not so nudges.
It is too funny. So what kind of unexpected things have happened while you guys were on stage?
Oh, geez, I've had wireless fly out. I've had whammy bars rip out. I've had people stomp on tables, stomp on feet. I got choked. I got hit in the head with a headset. And that's just in the last 2 years.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Too funny.
Oh, I'm sure Rob's got 100 of them.
Oh yeah, I had one time my pants ripped, like just from the crotch to knee
That is too. Oh, how did that happen?
at the start of the show.
Oh shit! So you had to do a what?
No idea.
45-hour set. Like that's awesome. So you know, if you were
Yeah,
sweating at all, you had an
yeah,
extra wind tunnel to keep you cool. You're good to go. Oh, that's too funny. How about you, Jake?
I think just mostly from the, dropping the occasional stick or, like a cymbal would fall over or whatever it might be. Or there's been a couple of times where I've like kicked through a bass drum head or, popped one of my tom heads or something like that in the middle of the show. And of course, you don't have any time to change it, so then that drum's just not a commission for the rest of the night.
So how do you guys handle stuff like that when things are done for the night and there's no backup and no time to sit there and check it out and fix it? What do you guys do?
Just keep going. That's all you can do. The show must go on,
That's it. Yeah, it's really all you can do, and just hope it sounds good from your end. Forget about it and just keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. Okay. Let's see. You guys have had some really killer shows through the holidays. Like you guys have been really busy. I know that, doing a lot of shows through the holidays and whatnot. And you guys got some killer stuff coming up soon, don't you?
Oh yeah. We got a ton of really awesome shows lined up. Because it's the 40th year of the band, 82 to 2002. So we've got a lot of really big stuff planned, especially some cool reunion things even. So I can't really talk too much about it because it's still in the works, but we're it's going to be pretty cool. That's all I can say. And we're also going to be hitting the road pretty soon. We're going to be into Texas, and we're going to be in New York and some other East Coast stuff. So got a lot of road shows planned. We're going to see some of our fans outside of the Midwest.
So you guys are hitting a tour. How long do you think? How long is the tour expected to be?
So it's going to be several dates over the next 3 or 4 months. So it's not continuous, but we're going to be doing anywhere between 3 and 5 shows a month, starting next month through July.
So that'll be cool. And it's you're gonna be bouncing from East Coast to West Coast. Anything mid?
Oh yeah, we've got local stuff. Actually, next Saturday at the WC Social Club, and
That'd be cool. What date is that?
that's going to be April 2nd.
April 2nd at WC. That's right by me. That's nice and close to me. Yes, goals. And so, do you guys have any plans to, for anything after the tour? Anything else you got planned going on for 2022?
Yeah, lots of just really trying to get in as many shows as we can, because with it being the 40th anniversary, we're really trying to focus on playing out. We're not really focusing on writing at the moment. It's really just kind of getting back out there, and especially after the last 2 years of not really playing anything, or at least doing any live shows. We're all really hungry to get back out there.
Right. Yeah, COVID going and messing everything up.
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
Yeah, there's some challenges with that.
Yeah. So what did you guys do during that time? when COVID first hit and nobody was doing anything. What did you guys do to take advantage of that time?
Well, actually, it wasn't too much time. It was for me. It was good because I just joined, so it gave me time to learn the catalog. And up here in Wisconsin, we were still doing shows here and there. I mean, not the number that we're doing now, but there were still shows right out of the gate between Wisconsin and Indiana mainly.
Yeah, the same here. Pretty much, the whole state locked down, but at least by me, Chicagoland area, Chicago area, there was 2 venues that still kept going. It was like 1 show a month. They were still doing it. The show, we're still here. We're not shutting down.
No.
Obviously it was, a lot of people still didn't understand the whole COVID thing. It was still relatively new, but people were showing up. There's a lot of us who were just very stubborn, saying, "Fuck you," we want music. A chance we all took, and we're all still here. So, that's cool. You guys, so you guys got a tour coming up soon. When do you plan on starting that? When's the first show?
So technically, the first show is the one next Saturday, and then we're off for the rest of April. We don't really have anything booked, but then May, it really kicks off at the end of May, the 26th or 27th, I believe it is our first Texas date, and then we're doing a quick run, 3 shows in Texas. It'll be Fort Worth, Dallas, Austin, and then come back home for a couple weeks, and then going out again. I have to check my calendar. We got June's pretty busy too. We're doing Fort Worth, Indiana. We're going to be, like I said, New York City. We've got another East Coast show, and then we're going down south to like southern Illinois. We've got up there. Got a couple of shows in July, and then we got a festival at the end of August. And I can't say what that is. They haven't the lineup yet, but it's a pretty well-known festival in Wisconsin. It happens at the end of April.
Sounds like fun. God, I would love to go on tour, but at the same time, I'd have a lot of migraines. So, so we got a couple people dropping some messages saying what's up, hello, and hey Corey, does anyone hear an echo? Are you guys hearing an echo?
I am on my end.
I am. I'm still getting a little bit of delay.
I hear an echo with everybody but you.
I want to apologize about that to everyone. Yeah, on my end, I don't hear it at all. But this is what I was telling you guys about before we went live. StreamYard has been having a lot of issues with podcasts. And I told the guys before we went on, I apologize. What? No. That I totally apologize if there is anything going on, and apparently there is. Is it easy for you guys to understand me still?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I apologize to everyone about the echo again. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard lately, so I'll do my best to be loud and clear so everyone can hear. All right, so you guys, your latest album, Rage. What's the inspiration for it?
So this last album is kind of a cool story because the songs for this were started in 1993. So this album was supposed to be a follow-up to Insane Society, which came out a couple of years prior. And so you can really hear all of those groove metal inspiration for a lot of the songs because it's got kind of a slower, groovy, not really as sound. And so what we wanted to do was kind of bring those songs back. We'll put kind of a modern spin on it. And so I think we were able to achieve that pretty well with the lineup that we had when we wrote the record. When we recorded the record. Because for my parts, I had kind of the spin of the song put out, but I got a little spin on the drum parts how I wanted. So that was good.
That's awesome. So where do you think?
Yeah, when it came to. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was saying when it came to the guitar parts, a majority of them were already written. And Scott, the original guitarist, who is since retired, that Brian so brilliantly filled in for. We reworked a few parts. We added a few things here and there, but then like all the solos, we built from the ground up and just like changed a few things here and there, just to try and add our own newer spin to them.
That's cool, and it's coming out well. Apparently, I mean, it sounds good from what I've heard. So, what is your favorite song to play on that album?
I think for me, the title track is my favorite. I just love how it's such a dynamic song, and it goes, it's got that kind of really slow, kind of groovy, sludgy feeling to it, but then it kicks up in the middle, and I just really like the fills that he's doing it on it. For me, it's my favorite to play a lot.
I think for me, the same thing, Rig or Concept, the first one on the album. Those are my two favorites to play.
I'm going to differ from everybody else. My two favorite are Conflict and Mother's Help.
Nice.
I just like how that one just starts off nice and slow and then just goes off the rails.
So then, what would your least favorite song be to play? What is
We don't play it.
I think for me personally, the one song that, and like, don't get me wrong, I like to play all the songs live, but I think my least favorite is probably Abuse It, and I'll tell you why. It's because the song is very, very fast, and for me, I'm doing triplets with my feet pretty much non-stop throughout the entire song. So if I'm not warmed up, or if it's really late in the set and I'm kind of getting tired of it, that song is just torturous to get through. But it's short and it's fast, so usually we get through it pretty quick, and then when it's finally over, it's just like, okay, thank God I don't have to do that again.
So I got a question for you, Jake. I've always wondered about this, man. Drummers and everything, you mean beast mode legs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when you pull a muscle when you're in like prime? When you're like beating the hell out of it, and all of a sudden you pull a muscle and you just feel it rip. I mean, what do you guys do?
Yeah, it sucks. And that actually has happened to me a couple of times. The first time it really happened, it was on our Rage Across America tour in 2018. And it was the very first night we were in Washington, D.C. And the adrenaline's going and the crowd's going nuts, so obviously you feed off of that and you start playing louder, faster, and harder. And it was during Abuse It that my right leg just cramped up and I couldn't move it. And just the pain was excruciating. But luckily I have 2 feet, and so I was able to at least play a little bit with my left foot, and thankfully my left foot is not as good as my right, but it's still pretty strong, so I was able to get through it. And then after that I had to tell the guys, like, let's take 30 seconds, I need to stretch this out. But as soon as we were done, I was able to get back into it. But I felt that for a good maybe 12 to 18 hours after it, and then by the time we hit the next show, it was still a little sore. So that was definitely not a fun time. But hey, it happens.
Yeah, I've always wondered that. I'm always watching you guys. I'm just like, what if they pull a muscle? What do they go? What do they do? You know, because everyone, all your other bandmates, everyone's gonna hear it. They're gonna hear you track off, and they're gonna be looking at you like, what the hell's going on back there? And all you can do is go.
Yep. You just gotta keep going.
It's like, all right, someone wrong. Yeah, well, you know what? Props to you guys, man. That's some beast mode legwork for you guys. I always wondered about that, so I had to ask.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you guys? When you guys are playing the guitar, obviously your fingers can get ripped to shreds. Do you wear a finger glove or anything like that, or when the blood keeps, starts splicing and splashing everywhere, you just keep going?
Yeah, my problem isn't it's the picking hand, because songs like When Worlds Collide, you're picking a million miles an hour through the whole thing, and my right hand feels like it's going to explode by the end of it every time we practice it, every time we play it live. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I've got the trigger finger on my middle finger on my fret hand, so
Right.
nowadays there are certain chords I can't play anymore because my fingers roll up. So I gotta kind of fake a few things. So
you gotta fake
not much I
it.
can do about it.
You gotta fake it to make it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, normally I can just rip it out of socket and then I'll be fine. But yeah.
Jake will be back momentarily.
But actually, the worst injury I ever
Is what?
got on stage was that we were doing a show in. Actually, it was one of Brian's first shows at the Arnoggin Fest in Kenosha. And I like to jump around and jump around like an idiot, and I just landed wrong, and I bruised my entire heel.
Is that one of those moments where you land on your foot and your entire foot just snaps to the side and you just drop, and you still keep playing?
Yeah, but luckily it wasn't one of those things where I could, I didn't fall over, but I realized something had gone terribly wrong.
I don't know how you guys do it, man.
But the adrenaline gets you through it, bro.
Right, that's true. So what do you do? Random questions I've always wanted to ask, and I'm asking you guys. When you get on stage and you have a massive migraine, and then you start headbanging. I mean, do you guys pop a whole bunch of Tylenol and everything like an hour before you hit that stage to try to get rid of it?
Beer.
Beer.
Always an answer. Always the best answer.
Yeah, I think for me,
either that or deep breathing exercises, neck rolls and things like that. Small massage at the base of the skull.
yeah.
Does that work?
Just the
Usually
adrenaline.
No,
Oh yeah. Most headaches actually start right there. So you just 2 fingers, small circles.
Noted. I got some not official medical advice, but all my headaches are right here. And sometimes I don't know if it's sinuses or just me. It could be anything. But it's cool. So I got a little bit of advice. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So you guys have been obviously, hitting the stage for a while. Where are some of your favorite venues that you've played?
I'd have to say that as far as stage volume and sound and just how we sound on stage to ourselves is concerned, 2 of my favorite places are Reggie's in Chicago and then the Forge in Joliet.
Mm-hmm.
Like those 2 spots are just excellent stages, and there's one kind of a surprising one because you wouldn't think about it because it's a bar. It's a small kind of little venue, but McAuliffe's Pub in Racine had one of the best sounding stages that we've played on in years. I mean, it was clear, we could hear everybody, and it just sounded amazing just from a little tiny bar stage. It was very unexpected.
And that's cool. Which bar is that?
That's McAuliffe's in Racine.
I don't think I've been to that one, but noted.
Yeah, the Forge is great. Yeah, that's just a nice big stage, good sound. It's just a really cool venue. Definitely see the Forge.
Yeah, I definitely put those in my favorites as well. One of my other favorites is St. Vitus in New York. It's just an awesome place. The place just killer. And every time we've been there, it's been a great show.
And what was that? One of those last ones that we just played. It was when my back was out. Where was that place at? That rock club was like really dark, and all the names of the bands were written on the wall.
That was
There's somewhere in Michigan.
Yeah, it was it the music?
Remember.
Is that Battle Creek?
That's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one.
Music Factory, Battle Creek.
Place was really cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't think I've never been to any place in Michigan yet. I need to get out more. Savages need to hit the road.
Yeah.
It gets expensive now, though, with gas, especially.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. I'm gonna stay out of the West Coast for a while when it comes to gas. I'll just hit your ride. But I don't know if that's any safer now than it was before. But that's okay. So let's see. We got the Dreamer Life. He wanted to know you missed this part, but he wanted to know what your goals were for 2022. I'm gonna assume 24 is a missed typo.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't wait to start writing again. Jake and I have kind of been doing a little writing sessions before practices, and it's been going pretty good. But we really want to concentrate on our live show and get everything as tight as possible.
And that makes sense on every level. I mean, there's always room for improvement and to figure out how to fix things one way. If it doesn't, I mean, it's all a matter of trial and error, you know.
And it's also too when you start setting up when you start setting up the sets for the night, it goes by time and everything, and they got a pretty good formula of what songs go into what, like smooth transitions and everything like that, and make adjustments, as to how recently you played there, what songs are sounding good, what songs aren't, again, time. But that's the kind of things that we work out in the rehearsals, and that's what we get them really pumped with the shows.
Yeah. What about you guys?
yeah, I think just really focusing on, like I said, getting out there and just playing live as much as possible, because we didn't get to over the course of the pandemic when it was at its worst. So, just getting back out there, and everybody's so hungry for live shows. And, we've really noticed that when we've gone out and played, it's everybody's got like this revitalized energy, and they're all just so grateful to see live music again. And we're really grateful to give it to them.
And he would like to know, who do you guys want to tour with? Which was actually one of my next questions. I was going to say, what stage would you like to play with or play on, and who would you like to tour with?
Sky's the limit.
It's true.
Yeah,
that's the sky's the limit for me. It's not like the exact math, but I'll tell you what, to be able to play with like Rammstein or someone like that, at that level.
Killer. I can see you guys doing that too. I can still see you guys sharing a stage with Rammstein. Hell yeah, that'd be badass. And you just don't, if you're gonna set yourself on fire, I wish sign waivers.
I wish we could have gotten on the Bay Area Strikes Back tour with Exodus, Testament, and Death Angel.
That would have been killer.
That would have been great.
Hell yeah, definitely. Well, you know what? Goals. Never stop, and just keep throwing them messages. Annoy the hell out of them. That's what I tell people. So you want to ever grab someone's attention, annoy the hell out of them. Keep sending them email. At one point, they're going to recognize your name and be like, all right, who the hell is bothering us? They're going to look into that, and that's how that's another little niche. You might get under their, might be pinching them in the ass, but sometimes they need it too, It's okay, Will. Typos happen. I fumble and mess up my wording all the time when I'm live, so it's all good. All right, so do you guys have any fests that you want to play at all this year, or is you just plan on doing just the tour and then more recordings and whatnot afterward?
Yeah, I mean, we've got the 2 festivals that we have booked that we'll be announcing, hopefully in the next couple of weeks here. And we always have such a blast at Full Terror Assault, which happens in September down in Southern Illinois. There, we luckily get to do that every couple of years because I know they like to keep the rotation going and they don't like to have the same bands play there year after year. So maybe 2024 or 2025 we'll be able to get back there.
And that makes sense. I mean, there are tours that do that. I've noticed that. They use the same yearly tour, and they use, if they got 15 bands, they'll bring back the same 12, and it's like, well, the people will still go because they still love the bands, but definitely got to swap it up. I mean, personal opinion, just saying, I can see the logic in that totally.
Yeah, and I know a big goal of ours too is to get back over to Europe because in 2015 was the last time the band was in Europe. Now, unfortunately, Brian and I weren't in the band at that time, but just hearing the stories of the festivals that these guys got to play when they were out there was just fucking massive.
Yeah.
So that'd be something really cool because the European metal fan is so different than the American metal fan. So it seems like.
What do you think the difference is? Why is that?
Well, I'll let our resident European answer that question.
It feels almost like a religion kind of thing, but I mean, metalheads, we're all a brotherhood and sisterhood and everything. I mean, everybody's welcome in metal, but this is just like, let me give you an example. So as we were coming around to the venue of the very first show, the town was completely dead, completely empty. We're like, is the show even happening at this place? And we turn the corner and we just see a sea of battle vests. And just metal patches and just metal and leather and just everything. This is what we saw. And they went nuts for us driving down the street. I'm like, well, this is a great start to the tour. This is going to be great. And just
definitely helps.
And it was from that point on, it was just
definitely helps to get you pumping when you see shit like that. That's cool as hell.
Yeah. I will also add that very first show was the hottest club that I have ever played.
Honest?
Yeah, temperature-wise. Yeah. I nearly passed out. Yeah.
Oh, hot.
There was no open windows. There was no air circulation. Yeah.
Oh wow, that sucks.
It's like, there's a picture. I got a picture of myself. I should send it over to you after this, where you can see me where I'm literally like holding onto a beer and a chair for dear life. I mean, I'm just white.
Don't drop the beer, man. First and foremost. He's holding on for dear life, but he ain't like holding that beer. And you know what? I would do it too. I'd be doing it with my Jaeger. Jaeger's my poison. I'd be holding on to that bottle of Jaeger and be like, you ain't going nowhere, but I'm going down first. This is too funny. So do you guys ever get like performance anxiety before you hit the stage?
You know what? The first one or two shows with these guys was a little anxious, especially the first show. We almost got slipped off the road, hit by a big truck as we were pulling into the venue. So that one was a little rough, took a shot in the beer. But, after doing a handful of shows, don't really think about it anymore.
Whew. What about you guys?
I wouldn't say anxiety, more just anxiousness, because playing live is my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
I almost cannot wait to get started.
Yeah,
so that's awesome.
It's more or less the excitement of it all. I think that the only times that I've ever really been genuinely nervous about playing a show was my first show with Wrath, because these guys were, such like a big deal in the in the local metal scene, and the fact that they gave me a shot to do the shows with them and stuff. And so, of course, I was a little bit nervous. And to make matters worse, we had played this, or we were playing this show, and we were opening up for, it was Oh, guys, help me out here. Who was the
Armored
who was the
Saints.
headliner? Who was it?
Armored Saints.
Armored Saints. That's it.
I didn't hear it. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And the band that was supporting them wouldn't strike their drum kit from the stage. So the only way that we could do it was that my drums were all the way up front of the stage. So for my very first rap show, it's me and Gary Gallagher right here, and then Scott and Rob were behind me. And then Gary Notica's like off to the side. It was the weirdest configuration, but of course, for my first show here, I am front and center, so I'm like, oh shit, now I have to crush this.
Just if I was in the band and I saw that scenario, that's so weird that your set was up front, but I'd be having fun with it. I'd be running around in circles, while playing the guitar, doing whatever, thinking, here we go around the loop. It just starts spinning around you, and have some fun. But if unless you're, of course, you'd have to be cordless for that. So all I need to do is wrap around.
That was it, because his drums were up front and that other set wasn't struck down. That's about the size of the spot that I had to stand at. Like it literally was right behind almost right behind the speaker. It was ridiculous.
I don't know how you got. I've seen some small stages for bands. I look at you guys, especially with the drum set. Some drum sets are enormous, and it takes up 90% of the stage. Mm-hmm. And then you got everyone smashed into just like Robert said, into this little 3-foot box. And the drummer's just all spread out, good to go. I look at you guys, I'm like, my God, I'm like, dude, if they even step the wrong way, the whole band, everyone goes with them. Yeah.
Well, we had kind of the opposite too. There's this cool little club up north in Wisconsin called Goodfellas, and the drums are actually about 6 feet in the air. So we're walking down underneath them. So it's a pretty good setup.
Yeah, see, that's cool as hell. That is definitely cool as hell. Mm-hmm. Makes catching sticks a lot more fun when you start chucking them at people. You got a better aim. You can aim for the higher ups and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will from the Dreamer's Life wants to know, what is the gear that the axe slingers use, modelers or live amps?
Live amps.
All live amps. Never use a modeler.
Nope, and it's interesting too because one of the things that Raf taught me when I came in was space is everything. So I was used to playing half stacks and big pedal boards and all that. Now we're down to a 212 cabinet tilted on its side with a quilter amp, which is about 3 inches by 4 inches, and then a pedal board that's about 12 inches wide. It's all very small. But it sounds, you got to set up, it sounds just like a micro head.
Now, I'm not going to say don't ever use a modeler if that's what you like. I mean, I've heard and seen some of them, and I think they're fantastic. But like for me, for a live show, I personally wouldn't do it. I'm too used to using my actual live rig.
Yeah, same. Is that like a fractal for reading? A modeler, is that like a fractal?
Yeah. It's like the amplitude and stuff like that. You plug it into the computer and say, "Oh, I want a Marshall JCM 800," Right. But then on this song, I need a EV8.
Yeah, the live rig just feels different. It's hard to explain. You can feel the notes, but I don't know how to explain it.
I agree.
That's cool, and that's something I really don't know nothing about because I'm not a musician, so I'm just like, I have no idea. So, let's see, what else am I gonna say? When you guys are playing on stage, and let's say the crowd is not active, they're not really getting into anything, or you got some hecklers down there, how do you guys handle it? What do you do to step up your game and deal with the hecklers?
I haven't really been heckled, fortunately. There have been quiet crowds, but we just keep bringing it like if everybody was into it. It's not because if the crowd's quiet, we just stop playing. We just keep rolling. But I haven't really been heckled. I don't know about you guys.
No,
I mean, there's never really been any bad crowds from people who weren't into it. I do think that we have had our fair share of quiet crowds or thinner crowds where people, not as many people are there as we would hope. But I think something that's really cool about Wrath is that we can win over fans of different subgenres of metal, and we can play with a death metal band one day and then go play with a melodic metal band the next, and then maybe even play with some of the more like new metal bands the following day, and the fans all seem to really like it. I think we just really kind of run the gamut of just good metal music.
And that's awesome. You know what? That's good. But I mean, everywhere you go, there's always going to be slower days. Where people aren't into it. And, I've seen some interesting things where the bands will get involved. Start jumping into that crowd and just become crowd interactive. And that gets people going. They love it, especially when the drummer comes out, or not the drummer. That'd be killer if the drummer came out. When the guitarist comes out and starts playing right there, and then you got all the girls go ooh, yeah. Everyone's checking it out. It's a lot of fun when you guys interact and do stuff like that. And definitely do things out of the norm. You don't have to just stay in stage in one spot. Get active. That's cool.
What? A real quick one too. It's not quite a heckle, but one of my first shows, Scott Michaels, who retired, I took his place. And we were playing a place up the road here in Kenosha, and he came up right to my side of the stage, and he sat there and was just, just watching and then he'd smile and nod and like, that's cool. But it was just kind of funny because he wasn't happy, but he was watching to make sure what I was playing.
Yeah, I still get that from him, and also the other original guitarist, Mike Nurkinen, who retired 15 years ago now, who I replaced. Like, anytime they come to a show, I get this. For at least an entire song. I just get it.
It's too funny. And you can't help but stare at those people that are really standing out to you, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Skip McGullum says, congrats on 40 years.
Oh, Skip.
Yes. For anyone who doesn't know who Skip is, he is the singer of Luna and Sanguinum. Really good piece.
My first experience knowing Skip was back in Numbskull. Back when I was I was in high school.
Yeah, because he was in Numbskull too, yeah.
Yeah, I used to see Wrath and Numbskull and all those guys back in high school, and I loved them. And yeah, it's great to see him doing it. I got to see him play a couple months back to the Jungle Route, and he sounded great.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it, man. I really don't, especially the singers. I can't even talk without cracking. I mean, that's why I'm not on the stage. I'm behind it and behind camera. It's the only way for me to be. What's up, Tom? Let's see. Brian Labuda says Wrath kicks ass. Yeah, he was actually at the Necro show in November. He was with me. With me and Amy, because Amy was there too. So, yeah. Do you guys have any, before stage rituals you guys do? Do you do any prayers? You jump around? You do some weird dance?
Nah, stretch a little bit and then fist bumps right before we play with the band. That's about it.
Just simple, get straight to it. That's good. Yeah. I'm always waiting to hear some crazy weird thing. I'm always curious about this.
It's not like we travel around like a box of dirt. We gotta stamp our feet in or goofy stuff like that.
Makes sense. What do you guys do when you have zero sleep and you've got nothing but, and you got a long day the next day and you really don't have a chance to sleep and you still got to hit that stage? How much do you think your performance is affected by that?
I don't think very much. I think that again, once you hit the stage, that adrenaline really takes over, and even if you were dead tired, as soon as that intro music starts, the blood starts flowing, and you start to get really excited, and then you play, you give it 100%, and then when you're done, you go back to being tired as fuck as you were before.
But now you're just completely beat down. That second wind breaks down real quick.
Exactly, and then you have to break down the stage. You have to pack up the van, and then you have to drive to either the hotel or wherever it is that you're staying.
Right.
And then once you get there, it's 2, 3 in the morning. And you crash out for a couple hours, and then you have to do it all over again. Wake up at 7 a.m., grab a quick breakfast, drive 8, 9, 10 hours, and then do it all over. So
Right.
touring is very little sleep, but it's super fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah, the worst part about, like, to add on to what Jake just said, is after you play and break everything down, and then you do get back to the hotel and you're exhausted, and you lay down and your eyes are wide open. you just don't. You want to fall asleep and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that happens to me all the damn time.
Ugh.
All right, so individually as musicians, how do you think that you could do better? Because everyone's always going to be their worst critic. So even though you can be at the top of your game and a badass, but you are going to knock yourself down before anyone else will. So if you have any flaws that you feel you have, what can you do to improve?
Practice.
Practice. That, and for me, is sometimes, I don't know, I catch myself sometimes going like a little immobile on stage, and I try to keep moving and try to keep conscious of it, and try not to just, turn into like a tree standing over on the side. That, and just, keeping sharp with the licks, and just practicing the solos, because especially for me, learning Scott's part, he is such a completely different player than me. I actually had to start learning how to use a whammy bar again and all this stuff. It's just practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Jake knows, because he and I have had many discussions, and I'm just like, oh God, I just suck. I'm just so bad. And he's just looking at me going, well, then just practice, work on it. You used to teach, you know how it is. So yeah, I just try and practice as much as I possibly can. I know what my weak points are, and I try to work on those. And some things I just can't get. And you just gotta realize that I may not ever be able to do a 6-string arpeggio, but I can come up with something else. So.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, that's all you can. I mean, a lot of it is practicing,
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes too, if you overanalyze one, that'll mess you up just as bad as not practicing. Might as well just, if it feels right, just go with it.
It's true. Like I said, everyone's their worst critic. You could be a badass, and you're gonna find 100 things wrong with what you did in the last 5 minutes. And everyone's gonna be like, "I didn't hear a damn thing, dude."
Get a lot of that.
Yeah. So do you guys, individually, do you guys think that the internet has hurt or helped the music scene since it's blown up?
It's different. I mean, I think both sides of the coin, because it's good that you can see what a band is doing, but it's also bad that you can see what a band is doing, because sometimes, especially with the bands, it'll keep you from going to the show and not experiencing it. Like, they're doing that, and I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think too from
I agree. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to say. There's aspects of it that are fantastic, and then there's other parts of it that are just like that just drive me insane.
What parts of those?
Well, like, not to get too into it, but like Spotify and things like that. Yeah, I know everybody. I don't use any of those because I know how screwed over the artists get, and so I refuse to support those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a number of friends that always just try and rag on me, like, you should use it. I'm like, no, I shouldn't.
Yeah, from a business end, it's really it's really hurt artists and how they make money. Unfortunately, while music is more accessible than ever, it's really created an environment where those in charge can really screw over the ones who are actually making the music. And bands of every level feel that, from locals to nationals. And even the most popular artists on Spotify, their royalty checks are a couple $100 a month, and it's pathetic. These guys have to rely on their tours and merch sales just to be able to make a living.
Yeah. And that's why it's really big, for customers, not customers, for fans to support the scene, not just showing up, but show some love to the band. Throw out those extra few bucks. It puts much needed gas more than anything in the gas tank, as well as getting everything else that you need.
Yeah, don't just buy a record, come see a show.
Yeah, just come see what it's really about and check out just the live. You can't go wrong with live. It's so much better, so much better. What's up, Tom? Old partner. Robert, I don't know if you saw Will's message. I put it up. He said he loves the dancing shirt. Brian, it looks like one of his tats.
That was a good tour. Satan's Child, 1000.
Yes, it was. Fuck yeah, it was. So, too funny. All right. So obviously we're already into the random questions. Just out of curiosity, is there still an echo on your end?
Yeah, mine.
I've been kind of dealing with it, but
it's not as bad.
Again, I apologize, you guys. Something's wrong with StreamYard. I don't know what's going on their end.
Well, fortunately, you're clear, so you can hear all the questions, which is good.
Well, that's good. That's good. So if you want me to yell, don't hesitate. I'm Italian. I have no problem doing it. So, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna have ask some random fun questions. Opa!
Sorry.
It happens. It's okay. All right. Let's see. Which one do I want to go with first? Okay. If you guys had an entrance song when you walked in the door, what would it be?
It's the song that we end the night with every set. That's my song. Ace of Spades and Motorhead.
No, yeah?
Yeah.
That's mine, yeah.
So is that like a mutual agreement?
Mine would be Brand New God by Danzig, because that's what he used to open with, and it's just a killer opener.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of Laid to Rest by Lamb of God. That's one of my favorite bands of all time. And that's they used to open their show with that back in the early mid 2000s, and it's such a powerful song. So I really like that one.
That's cool. Mine would be Eye of the Tiger. Maybe because I'm a tiger, or not tiger, an Italian thing, I don't know. Probably. It's not racist. I'm Italian. It makes sense. All right. Just throwing that out there. All right. If you guys had one day to live, what would you do?
Oof. Well, I'd probably hang out with my kids, drink beer, play guitar. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah, probably.
Strip club.
Probably get really drunk on the best tequila I could find. Eat the best food that I could. Spend time with my wife and all of my cats. Play some music, maybe try and go see a show. And do some stupid stuff too, like some Jackass level stuff, because it's like you're gonna die, so why not have some fun?
Yes. I love that answer. That's beautiful, Jake. Hell yeah. What about you, Robert?
Get drunk, go to a strip club, listen to loud music.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
The basics.
Anything that could threaten your life at that point wouldn't matter. So why not just do it? There should be no rules at that point. What do they call that? Spurge. No rules. Nothing's gonna be able to kill you anyway. And you got one day to live. Screw it. Break every law. That's what I would do.
It'd be tough taking out the songs for that 24 hours.
Too funny. All right, so let's say after that one day, now you're dead. What would your eulogy be?
Finally, that asshole's gone.
It's great.
Long list of people that'd be saying that.
Oh boy, I don't even know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think as long as mine is full of dumb jokes, I'd be happy.
And you, Brian?
I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even. I generally don't think about that, so it's like I don't even know.
I go left and right with my questions. You never know what the hell.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I wasn't expecting that one.
Too funny. I'm still like tweaking out over the fact that all I see was blind. For anyone who's wondering where my Savage name is, it fell just before this. Before I went live in 10 minutes, and I'm not putting that up. So that's why that's not down. That's why it's not up to me. So moving on. What is your most useless talent?
Oh,
Get to know you guys a little bit better on a personal level.
Jesus, probably the useless talent is probably my brother and I sitting around playing the Kevin Bacon game. The 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's a pretty useless talent.
That's a pretty useless talent.
Yeah, I'm a trivia nerd, so I know a lot of useless random facts. And so if somebody ever, like asks a stupid weird game show question or something, it's like, oh, I think I know the answer to that. A lot of what my wife and I like to do is just when we're like hanging out, we like to smoke a bunch of weed, sit on the couch, and watch shitty game shows. So I think that's where I've acquired a lot of that knowledge from.
So you must be fun to watch Jeopardy with.
Yeah, it's like either that or those other trivia shows like Wheel of Fortune's always fun and all that stuff. So.
Too funny. What about you, hon?
I don't know, because I got a lot of hobbies that could be considered pretty useless, but I don't know if you. I don't even know how I categorize it, but. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, because I generally like whatever you learn to do and what you enjoy. I would never consider that useless now. I mean, aside from Jake's trivia knowledge, that's.
Okay, well, that
But
makes sense.
no, I don't know. Yeah.
All right. John Dew wants to know, did you guys ever play
I
any
do have
shows?
one.
Okay.
He thought of one.
I can play the piano badly. I took 4 lessons and I'm terrible at it.
So that's a talent, though. That's a useless
Absolutely
talent.
useless.
That's
Yeah, that is a useless talent.
It counts.
My piano
It does
teacher's
count.
watching. Sorry.
It counts. It matters. It's okay. John wants to know if you guys played any shows with Motorhead.
I don't think so.
No, we have not.
Would have been a bucket list item, but we never did.
There you go. All right. So let's see. I got a few more questions. I got a big list of questions that I love bringing with me for the podcast. So it's random what I pick. What got you guys into music? Is it something that you grew up with family, or is it something you learned on your own?
So mine's a pretty funny story. So my parents got me into music when I was a kid because I couldn't catch a ball. I couldn't play sports. I was terrible at sports. And my parents said, well, you have to do an extracurricular. You got to do something. So they were like, what about music? Do you want to do music? I said, yeah, sure. And they said, well, what instrument do you want to play? And I picked drums because at 7 years old, my words were, it sounds like the easiest instrument to play. And boy,
It's
was
a hell of a sentence for a 3-year-old.
It would have been
He
the
was
best
a
sentence.
prodigy. That's where he's going with this. Got it. And the rest is history, right? They just gave you those sticks and you just took off.
Yeah, and for the first 5 or 6 years, I absolutely couldn't stand it because it was something that my parents were making me do.
Yeah.
But after I started to discover music on my own, and then at the time, a couple of friends of mine decided to get a band together, and that's when I really started to get into it. Was when I realized how cool it was to play shows live and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine started young. Grew up with music all around the house all the time. And when I was in grade school, I was in the school band. I played the cornet. And by the time I got to junior high, well, actually, before that, I was younger. First time I heard Randy Rhoads, older neighbor kid played Blizzard of Oz. And so that was like 1980, so I was like 7 years old. But then in like 82, another neighbor kid played me Scorpions Blackout, and I had to hear Matthias Cab, and I was like, what is that? That is the most cool shit in the world. And then within a couple of years later, I had my first guitar.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
My story's similar to Brian's, where I started off playing saxophone.
That's a talent
And I
in
got
itself,
kicked
man.
out
That's
of
a whole
band.
different level. You got kicked out of band?
Yeah. Yeah,
What'd
my
you do?
grade was too low. I got kicked out. In
Oh,
fact,
you
it's
did? I thought there was a better story
that's
than
one of the
that.
running jokes. No, it's not. I just was terrible at it. So, but then like a few years later, I started learning. I started listening to metal and stuff like that, and like similar to Brian, I heard Randy Rhoads, and I just went, I didn't know you could make a guitar do that. I need to learn that. So I traded in my saxophone, and I bought my first guitar and my first little amp. In fact, I still have my very first guitar.
So, did you ever? Were you any good at playing saxophone? I mean, that's a hell of a talent. Sax is very. I mean, just the wind.
No, I was terrible.
So you think you definitely made the right decision on switching that up then? Yeah, it does make.
I like the fix.
I don't know. I got friends who play saxophones, man. That's insane. You got the windpipes alone. Forget it. Between me, not breathing, asthma, cigarettes. Yeah, I'm done. All right, cool. So, let's see. I'm going to get off the death questions because then you guys are going to be like, what's your problem? It's okay. If you guys could change one thing about the music industry, what would it be?
The way artists get paid. Because I went to school for music business, and part of my day job is actually dealing with royalties and how artists get paid and how the labels keep the money, and that artists make like 0.7 cents for every play that gets played on the radio. That used to be the case. Terrestrial radio is not really much of a way to get the media to the masses, but just really the way that the artists get paid is super unfair to them, and making sure that they get their fair share, because they're the ones who are, for the most part, creating it, unless you get into some of the other scenes where people are writing music for the artist, and the artist is just kind of regurgitating it and playing it for the crowd, in which case they should still obviously get paid for what they do, but not the pennies that they get.
Agreed. Definitely agreed.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Jake on that one.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Wow, 7 cents on an airplay song. No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. That's. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot worse than that too, and that's just something to pick out of the out of a pile.
Spotify is a fraction of a cent for every stream.
No shit.
So before you can even get your first dollar, I think it's like, what is it, like 1,000 or even 10,000 streams or something like that.
Oh wow. That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't like it. I don't. No, thank you.
Yeah, I get that, man. That sucks. Oof. All right, well that makes perfect sense. I mean, shit. That's damn. I'm just dumbfounded by that. You guys really do get the short end of that stick, And you're the ones doing all the damn work. All they're doing is pushing buttons and moving things up and down. Wow. All right, let's see. I got a couple more questions for you, and we'll go ahead and and it's again, you guys, thank you for coming. I loved your answers. Had some unique answers. I love it. It's great. If you were to write a book about your music career, what would it be called?
Are you sure you want to read this?
Best intro. That's the number one way to get everyone's attention. Flip. Open it up.
Ooh.
What about you, Jake?
I I think I'll go back to the first thing that I thought when I learned how to play the drums. I just title it. I thought it would be easy.
Logical, actually. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, Jake point's pretty good. I was gonna say it's not as easy as it looks, or anything like that. Yeah, for sure, because it's
All
not.
right, so you got volume 2 of his story.
Yeah,
Just joining- Okay.
Many
It's a
volumes.
series now. It's not just one. It's not just a novel. This is a series. It's not done yet.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, could you guys describe yourselves in one word?
Boring.
Bald.
Sorry. What about you, Jake?
Oh man, one word to sum up all this. Man. That's hard. Shit. I guess adventurous would be good. So
Okay.
like to go out and experience life.
All right, so we got boring, bald, and adventurous.
Quite the mix.
I'm cracking up.
Personality trait.
Well, I think we got our next album title.
Oh my god. I'm just cracking up. I love you guys, man. Oh shit, that is too funny. Alright. If you were to find how would you find a needle in a haystack?
Metal detector.
Magnet.
Or just reach in there with no gloves when something fricks you. You found it.
What about you, Robert?
Dive in head first. I could lose an eye. I've got another one.
I love you guys. Oh my god, that is too funny. Okay. All right, guys, that's all I really have for you guys. That is great. If fans were to reach out to you and want to check everything out, where can they find you?
So you can find us on all those social media platforms, facebook.com/WrathChicago, Instagram, Wrath_Chicago. You can send us an email, wrathchicagoofficial@gmail.com. You can check out our Facebook. We have the link to a merch store, so please buy T-shirts, CDs, the hammer.
Yes.
It's all there.
Yes, this is the Wrath Hammer. It says it on both sides. Okay, let me go this way. There we go. I actually have one of these badasses, and I used it to start our session. I love that hammer. I was so excited. And I also have one of your necklaces. I always wear it with my favorite red charm. Everyone's always like, who is that? I'm like, Wrath, bitch.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. So you guys, definitely, this was a fun interview. Loved having you guys on. Would love to bring you guys on in 6 months, 9 months. See how the tour went, how everything's progressed, and what your next move is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Thank you for having us on.
Absolutely.
It's been fun.
All right.
And next time we'll have the Garys on for you too.
Yeah.
They'll give you all the history.
There you go. See, I like this.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you again so much, and you guys have a beautiful Sunday.
All right, you too. Thanks. Stay metal.
Love and respect. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you. See ya.
See ya.
Have a good one.